eyes look like they're not shining. Your hair falls perfectly without you trying. And you're so beautiful, you should say that every day. Oh, you know, I'd never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. Don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. Just the way you are. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. When you and stares for a while, 'cause you're amazing, just the way you are. The way you are. The way you are. You're amazing, just the way you are. Announcements.
Good morning, everybody. We will probably have many latecomers today. Why? Because it's the Toronto Waterfront Marathon, and so many roads are closed. And Stephen, one of our guitar guys, he's doing the 5K. Dane, your better half, doing the 5K.
He's done the 5K.
Are they done by now?
They're done, oh yeah.
They could be here.
That's what I'm saying.
The rest of the people are still running, so God bless them, better than them than me. So a couple of announcements. Classes are ongoing. See, the light's much better over there where I usually do them. Classes are ongoing. Troward, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Science of Mind, Sundays at, thank you, that's great, at 1 p.m. Please come and join them. Drop-in fee is $25. So this afternoon, class is still going on while we are doing Shop Your Girlfriend's Closet. So 1 o'clock till we're done. Come and find some goodies to buy and try on and take home. Please check the community board out in the hallway, my lovely assistant, because upcoming classes, which are starting in November, they will be listed there, and registration will be happening shortly. There is a board meeting Saturday, October 25th at 10 a.m. That's Saturday, October 25th at 10 a.m. Fundraising events, Billy Joel and Elton John, the music of, they're not here, but people will be singing, they'll be there in spirit at Kerner Hall. Many of Canada's fantastic musical theatre talents who've also performed on Broadway will be performing at Kerner Hall, and we have the opportunity to reap some benefit from ticket sales at that event. when you're purchasing tickets, you will be asked for a code, and if you put in crocodile when you purchase your tickets, the center gets a percentage, yes?
I was confused when I bought my tickets. You put the coupon code as crocodile. Just so you're
Coupon
clear,
code.
because there's a space there for coupon code. That's easy for me to say. And you
Yes.
put the word crocodile in there, and we benefit by receiving a portion of every ticket sale that uses that code.
And it's almost sold out, I do believe. So hurry. We also have a holiday gala coming up Thursday, December 4th, with an encore performance of Friday, December 5th. Some of us on this stage are involved. Don't quite know yet what's involved with the script, but it's going to be a lot of wacky fun. I'll be getting the script this week. Excellent. So that'll be fun. Last year's Christmas benefit was so much fun. We had such a fantastic night. So we're going to do it again. Different show. The women's group gathering October 20th is canceled. I believe Helen's out of town. And last but, oh no, last not. Which would you like last, the conference or the Finding Dancers? There is a woman at one of the Calgary centers. Again, I don't have. They're much better lighting. She will be here on
November 1st.
November 1st. She is doing a dance workshop, and that's a Saturday. And here's her poster will be out front. Registration is in the bookstore. It's $25, goes from 1 till 4. And it's called Finding Dancers. It's a play on words. D''answers. Aha. An unusual movement and workshop. What do you get when you ask your body a question and then move and listen for the answer? A dancer. And there's really small writing that I cannot read.
Basically, the gist of this workshop is you don't have to be a dancer. It is about coming and exploring the physicality of the body so that you can find answers within yourself through physicality. That's really what it is. Christina Marlett, who is leading the workshop, called the center and sent us some information. And, you know, I did my due diligence. I contacted the Center for Spiritual Living Calgary and asked Dr. Pat Campbell, who's the spiritual director there, if this was something that we should do. And she said, absolutely, it was incredible at their center. So I encourage you all to join us in a couple weeks. That's November 1st here at the center, and we'll be doing all kinds of wonderful movement right here in this center.
Yeah, she says zero dance ability required, coordination optional. Amazing. So last but not least is the conference. Take it away.
You have only 19 and a half days left to ensure that you get your full registration for $400. As of November 1st, it goes up to the full price, which is $550. So please let all of your friends know you can register for the conference at torontonewthought.com. Let's face it, we have Michael Beckwith and Ricky Byers-Beckwith who are coming for this conference. We have Dr. Joan Borisenko, we have James Mellon, we have Rick Tamlin, we have Dr. Pat Campbell, Dr. Patrick Cameron, we have Evan Reed, we have Sharon Ketchum. We have a lot lined up for this incredible conference next June, so don't miss your opportunity. That's all I have to say on that.
And that's all I have to say. Over to you.
How is everyone this morning? Great. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Jonathan Zenz. I am the spiritual director here, and it is a joy to see all of your beautiful, bright, shining faces here. All of you who braved the road closures to be here.
Yes.
We are grateful to you for that. Let's go ahead and just kick it off with this great song of Gary Lynn Floyd and Robin Hackett. Feel free to stand up and dance. Get the blood flowing. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody,
get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Take it away, boys!
Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Small but mighty crowd.
Yes. Doesn't that feel good? It feels good to get up and get the blood pumping on a Sunday morning. Yes. I want to say welcome to anybody who's joining us here for the first time today. It is an honor to have you bring your consciousness to join in with this collective consciousness and contribute to the betterment of the entire world by simply allowing ourselves to go on this journey of understanding. And that journey of understanding is focused on one thing and one thing only, and that is we are the point at which life is expressing itself, each and every one of us. And we get to use and choose our expression of life. And that's a great thing because there's nothing out there telling us that we have to be a certain way or do a certain thing or anything. So it is great to have you here to celebrate that idea with us this morning. I need to take a sip of water. It's very dry in here today. And I'm very excited. One of the reasons that I'm excited is because we have a wonderful core of practitioners and practitioner interns with this center who have committed themselves to knowing the truth for themselves and for each and every person that they come into contact with. I'm going to invite, because I haven't done this in a while, anyone who is a practitioner or practitioner intern to please stand up so that you can be recognized. That this includes Carmen in the back there. Carmen, also our beautiful center administrator. These people are here to help, and I will invite you, if you would like to have a 1-minute miracle with them after the service, to approach one of them and say, hey, I've got this going on in my life, and I've heard that you can help me. And they can help you. So thank you all for making your presence known. Now, really, to make her presence known with beautiful words of wisdom, I have no idea what she's saying, I'm so excited, is a practitioner intern with our center who has been on quite the journey over the past year and a half since we began this study together. Please welcome to the lectern, Linda Visosky.
Well, good morning, everyone. Let me tell you, it is such an honor to be here today. And I want to thank Reverend Jonathan as he goes out of the room, and to everyone present and those online as well this morning. This past Friday night, I attended an annual black tie dinner for the Sir Edmund Hillary Foundation. For many of you who may be too young to remember, or else perhaps weren't even born, so you may not even know who this man is. Edmund Hillary was a young, adventurous mountain climber from New Zealand who in the early 50s had a dream. He had a dream. He dreamt of ascending the highest mountain peak in the world that had never been climbed, Mount Everest. With several trips to Nepal, scaling other mountain peaks, he was ready. He made a very clear, decisive decision to ascend Mount Everest. This was his dream. With the guidance and support of his Sherpa guide, Tangzhen Norgay, and battling severe weather conditions and carrying oxygen on their back and food supplies, on June the 1st, 1953, they planted their flag, the New Zealand flag, at the top of this mountain. Upon descent down the mountain, the news spread worldwide of Hillary's accomplishment. 3 months later, Hillary was knighted by the Queen, and his life was transformed forever. At this point in his life, Sir Edmund made a decision, a clear decision, to dedicate his life to supporting and bettering the lives of the Sherpa people of Nepal. His decision was clear. Within a short period of time, funds were raised to assist in building small local schools in the Everest regions in the mountain villages. Tragically, in 1972, Sir Edmund's wife and a very young little girl of 3, his daughter, were killed in a tragic pilot error aircraft accident in the mountains. He was devastated, and he spent the better part of a year grieving with these dear Sherpa people in the beautiful mountains he came to love. Moving forward in time a few years, in 1985, my husband and I had the privilege and honor of a lifetime to travel to Nepal and to spend 3 weeks with this man. We visited the various projects started by the foundation, small schools, hospitals, dental clinics, reforestation projects. Then several scholarships were put in place for young Sherpa people interested to pursue greater education. So we funded them to travel to Fiji, to Canada, to the US. So they then returned to their communities as doctors, as dentists, as management within the forest regions. Now this is key. I remember very clearly one day, trekking with Sir Edmund. We were ascending a very, very steep mountain pass. My heart was pounding, my legs were aching. I was suffering from exhaustion. Hillary turned to me, and he simply looked me straight in the eye, and he said, "Linda, put one foot in front of the other. Follow my footsteps, and we will make it to the top together, one step at a time." I've never forgotten these words. In 1994, Hillary was honored with the highest humanitarian award called the Order of the Garter, awarded by the appointment by the Queen. So Hillary continued to do work in Nepal, and in 2008, this man transitioned at the age of 88. In his hometown in New Zealand, a state funeral was planned. The world was mourning his loss. Sir Edmund's legacy lives on in the mountains of Nepal, a man of purpose, passion, humility, and love. So moving forward, last Friday night, I'm at this dinner, which is the 40th anniversary of the Canadian Foundations, and today, because of Hillary's vision, we have 10 elementary schools in Nepal. We have 3 high schools. We have 2 hospitals. So all these projects began with a man with a clear decision, a heartfelt decision, a dream to be of service to mankind. Hillary knew that tomorrow is today amplified, and he continued, no matter what, to focus on his dream, one step at a time. On Friday, after a very inspiring evening of pictures, speeches, live auction items, and more, I glanced over at the young man who escorted me to this dinner, a young man of 22 years of age. So I said, "So Max, what were your dreams for your life? What are your dreams? What are you ready to step into your life fearlessly doing?" He hesitated for a moment, pondered, finally answered the question. He said, "You know what, Linda? I am truly inspired now to take action on my dreams. My sense of self has expanded tonight, and I'm ready to take action in my life in a whole new way. What a difference an evening can make in a young person's life. So my affirmation for you all today is this. I'll say it once and then you can repeat it with me. I boldly step into my life knowing all things are possible for me, one step at a time. Let's say it together. I boldly step into my life knowing all things are possible for me, one step at a time. Just one more time. I boldly step into my life knowing all things are possible for me, one step at a time. Thank you.
So while the band prepares, because I've just thrown a curveball at them. But based on what she just said, this is the appropriate song for this point in the service. We were going to do this later, but, you know, sometimes spirit moves you. What is the dream that you have? What is that which is within you that you're ready to take action around? And are you willing to put one step, one foot in front of the other to move forward? It all starts with a willingness. And so I invite you all to simply allow yourself to be in this place of willingness. Take a breath. Relax, let go, and allow. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever been has brought me here to the present moment here, to a new beginning here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul.
And I trust and I know that there is one infinite power in me, as me, through me. For this is the truth of who I am. God is the source of all creation. And as I remember who I am fearless and I make good decisions in my life. Yes, I am rich with the richnesses of God. I am strong with the power of God. I am guided with the wisdom of God. I am healed with the oneness of God. Yes, this is the truth of who we are. We are rich, we are strong, we are guided, we are healed. I declare in this moment that I am awake and alive. I live my life in a clear and conscious state. I declare and I decide that I live a healthy life of peace and joy. I decide to live richly, for prosperity is who and what I am. With a heart overflowing with gratitude, I joyfully release my word to this infinite law. And together we say, and so it is.
So take that and allow that. You ready? Here we go. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready. Get ready, my soul. My soul, I'm diving in. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. I'm diving into the deepest part of love. To the deepest part of love. The sweetest kind of life. To the sweetest kind of life. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready, my soul. Get ready. Get ready, my soul. Thank you, Linda. You just got to let spirit flow, you know. That was brilliant and beautiful, and I'm grateful to you for your wisdom and what you share with this community in so many ways. I am also grateful for what the people standing to my right share with this community in so many ways. And today they have a wonderful, wonderful song to share with you. So please welcome Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
There's a church on the corner in a harbor town where the windows let the sun shine through. When Sunday morning rolls around, people come to hear about the truth. And the choir sings Amazing Grace. And you could hear the Reverend say, love has no walls. Love needs no space or time. Reach out your heart. Whoa, whoa, whoa. One day a hurricane swept through that town, worst storm you ever did see. Next Sunday morning, when no church could be found, people still gathered out in the street. The choir sang Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound. Then you could hear the Reverend say, love has no walls. church on the corner in a harbor town. They are singing songs about amazing grace. Love has no walls. Love needs no space or time. Reach out your heart. Whoa, whoa, love has no walls, alright. Here love needs no space or time.
No space or time.
Reach out your heart. Oh, 'cause love has no walls, alright. Here love has no space or time. Oh, love has no walls. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Pro and the Queen Street Band. Love has no walls. This is such a testament to what we teach, that there is a creative power within each and every one of us. And it is always unfolding for our highest benefit, no matter what the circumstances are. You know, one of the circumstances that they talk about is the destruction of this church, right? And when you come down to it, a church, a place of worship, a place of sanctuary, which is what I really like to think of this place as, a place of sanctuary. Do we worship? Yeah, in our own special way, but what are we worshiping? We're worshiping the truth which is within ourselves. That's the truth. And that is what is so important here. It is not about supplicating ourselves to something outside of ourselves. It is about understanding that love is the core from which all things are created, and that has no walls. That's the truth. Oh, I'm so excited. You know, it's funny because you realize nobody online can hear you when you say things like that. He said he's quite calm. And yes, this is me calm. I also was thinking, when I was standing up there as I was watching you perform, I was thinking about Tanis and Pierre, who I don't know if many of you know Tanis and Pierre, and if you don't know, they are a married couple, and they are the brilliant leaders of this band. And I just think about you jamming away at home together, like Pierre on the guitar and just like singing it. Yeah. Ernest Holmes writes this: thoughts are things, and an active thought will provide an active condition. Thoughts are things. This is one of the basic premises of our entire philosophy. Thoughts are things, and an active thought will provide an active condition. One of the things that I really like about this time of year, autumn, is it's a great chance to understand. I mean, we clearly, like with Thanksgiving, there's like reaping the harvest and all of these things that we can talk about. But one of the things is it's also a good time to clear the gutters, right? Not that we have gutters. I live in a condo building, so whatever needs to happen, they get cleared for us. But if you own a home, you know, you might be thinking about cleaning your gutters, which they suggest you do in the autumn at least once a year. Probably twice a year would be better. Or 4 times a year, you know, depending on where you live. I guess there never really is a good, there never really is a time when it's not a good time to make sure that your gutters are clear. Because there's a damage aspect if your gutters are not clear, right? And that can be costly. It can be very costly if you don't clean your gutters, right? So water damage is one of the obvious ones. Water can build up. It can seep through. It can cause flooding. Not a very good thing. Wood damage, if you have framing that's made of wood, that can be less obvious, but still very damaging, and a little more insidious because you don't necessarily know that it's happening right away. Water damage sometimes is very clear. Oh, look, there's water coming through. I should probably clean the gutters. If you haven't cleaned the gutters and you've got wood damage going on, it may be more insidious. The most insidious, though, and the reason that gutters really exist, is foundation damage. Damage to your foundation. Because the gutters are meant to take the water away from your home, away from the foundation. If the water gets down there, it can cause cracks. You don't want that, do you? No. Are you tracking with the metaphor here? It's a pretty obvious metaphor, right? really what today is all about is having the deepest understanding that thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. An active thought will provide an active condition. So, clearing our minds of the garbage, of the gook, the gunk and the gook. I was putting two words together there. Allowing that which is blocked to begin to flow again. And when we do this, we're protecting the foundation of our own experience. One of the things that I have seen is loss of faith. I have a friend in LA, actually, who I was thinking about as I was doing my notes this morning. And it's interesting because, you know, I've lived here for almost 3 years, and I still have contact with my friends in LA, although they're so far away and in a different country entirely. But there's one that I've observed through social media going through a major shift in his life, and that is going from a place of deep faith to a place of really being lost. And it's very interesting to observe because I feel like as he's experiencing this, I'm seeing the conditions around him fall apart. And he can't see it himself at this point. And it's heartbreaking for me as I watch these things crumble, but he is very vocal about his lost faith. He talks about it. And it's not that he has faith in something outside of himself. He was actually in this philosophy, in the science of mind philosophy, and really was working towards that understanding that his thoughts are things. And he's actually demonstrating the principle by saying, wait a second, I doubt this. And in doubt, what is being created in his life is destructive. And I'm watching it happen. Now, is it for me to go in and say, you must have faith? No. Ultimately, it's his decision how he chooses to live his life. It is not up to us. We don't proselytize. We don't go after people. We don't go out and say, hey, come on in. We're going to change your thinking. First of all, that would be terrifying to me if somebody walked up to me on the street and said, hey, I'm going to change your thinking. Ultimately, the choice to change our thinking is up to us, and how we choose to think is how we end up living our life. So, thoughts are things. Active thoughts become active conditions. We are in charge of setting the course of our life, each and every one of us. The law of cause and effect is working at all times. All times. I say it all the time. I say it every week, I think. Have I been saying it every week? The law is working all the time. Whether you are actively impressing upon that law or not, it is working all the time. It is creating our reality in exacting specification to our thought and only limited by belief. Our belief sets the limit to our demonstration of a principle which is unlimited. The principle is unlimited. It does, it knows, it can do all. We're the ones who set that limit through our belief system. Here's the great news, and one of the things that drew me to this philosophy to begin with. We can practice believing. We can practice believing. Ernest Holmes writes this: when we say, I believe, and there is no doubt in me, we do two things. We affirm our belief, building a positive acceptance in the mind, and at the same time, we reject our doubts by denying them. We can practice believing. Far too many people are walking through life without practicing believing. And so their lives show up exactly according, in exact specification to what's happening in their mind. 90%, they say, who they are, I don't know, but you read this on that, you read this in the infinite oracle of all knowledge, the internet. 90% of our thinking is subconscious. That means 90% of your life is showing up based on subconscious thinking. And we're conscious of about 10% of that. As we become conscious of that which is operating, and it's a very easy thing to do, actually. As we become conscious of it, we can use that 10% to effect the 90%. And the 90%, after maybe a little work, it may take work, the 90% will then fall in line. This will become your new habitual thinking, because 90% of your thoughts are habitual. That's the subconscious. As it becomes your new habitual thinking, your life gets better and better and better and better and better. According to your design, nobody else's. It's all according to your design. Part of that is clearing out the gutters, because that's where the guck can, build up. I keep saying guck. Gunk is really, it's all the same thing, right? See, and then I got lost on that little train of thought. It's gunk. As the gunk builds up in the subconscious, it is up to each and every one of us to start to clear it out. How do you do that? That's really the question, right? And I assume you may be here because that's an answer you would like. I did have a glass, actually. Would you mind grabbing it? Or here, I'll just come and grab it. That's the easiest thing. I left it up there when I was listening to the song. Clearing out the gunk is actually a very easy thing to do. First of all, you have to become aware of what is in there. Now, I've talked about this in class. I've talked about this from up here, but I'm going to remind you all again how it is you know what's going on in your mind in that 90%. What was your affirmation? It's right there.
I boldly step into my life, knowing all things are possible for me.
All right, so I'm just going to take that section of it. I boldly step into my life, knowing all things are possible for me. I want us all to say that together. I boldly step into my life knowing all things are possible for me. Now, what's happening with that inner voice? What is that inner voice telling you right in this moment? To what degree is that inner voice supporting what you have just stated out loud or denying it? Because that inner voice is your belief. And that's the limit. That's the cap. You will not demonstrate beyond that limitation. So you may be able to boldly step into life knowing some things are possible for me. But when can you get to that point of understanding that all things are possible for you? Because you are the point at which your entire life is created. And there is nothing that stops you. Nothing at all except you, your belief. It's the only thing that ever stops me, to the chagrin of my board, when I come in and I say, I'm going to do this. Well, my board stops me sometimes. What I want to get very clear on today is I brought handouts too. Yes, I'm going to just go ahead and start passing these around because these are reminders that you can take with you this week. I'm going to go through these points. There is an exercise I want you to engage in this week, and that is I want you to start to become acutely aware of your self-talk, because your self-talk is usually grounded in the belief you have about yourself. So, these are the 5 questions that you can start to get clear on and carry this with you and start to become aware of what's going on. So, the first question is, what kind of things am I saying to myself right now? So, when we state that affirmation, then say, what kind of things am I saying to myself right now? What is that inner voice telling me? What is the true belief? And then start to become aware, under what circumstances do I notice my self-talk? Under what circumstances do I notice my self-talk? Because a lot of us engage in self-talk and we're completely oblivious to it. We don't realize what statements we are making into the law about ourselves, because they're simply habitual statements that are grounded in that 90%, the belief, the habitual thinking. At what time of day do I most notice my self-talk? At what time of day? I would suggest start becoming aware of it at all times during the day. At all times. This is about stepping into spiritual practice and letting spiritual practice become the mode of your life. Because as I said last week, life is a prayer. And life is showing up according to that prayer. So everything you think, everything you say, everything you do is demonstrating in some way. As you begin to notice your self-talk at that time of day, shift whatever is not working for you into something constructive. And you do it by 4, recognizing whether the pattern of your thinking is supportive of your desires. That's the next question. Is the pattern of my thinking supportive of my desires? Because if it's not, shift it. Shift it. And then really very important, are my thoughts about myself positive or negative? Are my thoughts about myself positive or negative? A lot of us have been socialized into agreeing with the negative and allowing the negative to be at the forefront of our minds and our thoughts about ourselves because we've been taught to be humble and to shy away and to not rock the boat. And I'm here to tell you, rock the dang boat. Rock the dang boat. One of the things that I loved and he actually just used it last week in his service. James Mellon started his service last week, and he said this for years. He came in and he said, "How are you all feeling today?" And somebody said, "Oh, I'm hanging in there." Well, there's a belief, and he says, if you're just hanging in there, let go. Let go. Let go in faith that you are supported. There is a safety net, and that safety net is the loving creative resource that is what created you to begin with, so you can never be separate from it. Awareness is the key. Awareness is the first step to shift. And this week, I want you to become aware. Really step into awareness. Begin to focus your mind. Focus your mind and move from I can't to I can. And I can because I am. You are whatever you claim to be. You are whatever you claim to be. And then that made me think of this great marketing book that I read once. And this is brilliant because it's actually very science of mind. So one of the suggestions in this marketing book was begin to tell people that you are the authority. Begin to tell people that you are the authority on your subject. So I stand before you as the authority on science of mind principles. Now, I studied for 6 years and have been in ministry for just over 3 years. I am an authority on science of mind principles. I am an authority on the book that Ernest Holmes wrote, The Science of Mind. I am an authority. What makes you an authority? Ultimately, it actually doesn't come from 6 years of study or deciding. What comes from what makes you an authority is your decision to be an authority. Because when you decide to be an authority, everything in your world aligns itself for you to have the intuitive wisdom to flow through you. Now, that may lead you to going back to school so that you can have the book smarts, but you decide to be an authority in your own life. So there is nothing that is stopping you. You can because you are. Step away from I can't. Step into I can because I am. I am tapped into the true source of substance and supply. You are the authority on substance and supply. Each and every one of us is an authority on substance and supply. None of us is an authority on I can't afford that. And yet many of us, that will be our claim. When you claim, I can't afford that, you have now made yourself an authority on lack. And you will demonstrate that principle perfectly, because that's the way it all works out. Exacting specification to your belief is how your life shows up.
You are an authority. Each and every one of us is an authority on incredible journeys through life, experiencing this entire world and what it has to offer. We live in a time when it is so easy to get anywhere in this world. This was not always the case. But you, we are authorities on incredible journeys, not the idea, I can't travel. I don't know the language. I don't have enough money. No, be the authority. If this is what you choose, if this is what you require in your life, stand up and be the authority. You are the believer, not the belief. Shift, I have to go to work. I have to buy the groceries. I have to do this. Shift that from I have to I get to. I get to go to work. I get to do something that fulfills me every single day of my life, and I am compensated for it. What is better than that? I get to go to work. I get to use my creative expression for the brilliant purpose of my life. This is simply a step in a new direction. One step. It's funny, I actually wrote that. There's one mind. Now, the next question, or the next thought that may be coming into your mind is, but it's so hard. And I've heard that. I hear it a lot. Oh, this philosophy is so hard because I have to take responsibility for my life. If that's your inner voice, what did I say before about your inner voice? That's your belief. And so it is. Ernest Holmes writes this: we should stop thinking it is so difficult to get our thoughts straightened out and begin to realize how easy it is, for there is no mystery about it. This is a very cut and dry philosophy. We teach two things. God is all there is, and it's who and what we are, and the law of cause and effect. Your life is showing up in effect based on the cause that you have impressed upon this law. The cause is entirely in mind. That's what we teach. That's it. If we think that it is going to be very difficult to get our thoughts straightened out, oh, I can't stop thinking in lack, and so it is. I cannot stop thinking about ill health, and so it is. And expect your life to show up exactly according to that. There is no mystery about it. It is simply taking the steps to become aware. And so this week, these are the exercises. This is the exercise to become aware of your self-talk, because this is where 90%, this is reflective of 90% of your thinking, and it's usually based in the subconscious. Is there any difficulty in our minds? Is there any difficulty in our minds? Because we're the ones who decided that it was going to be difficult. Whether we did it consciously or subconsciously, or it's what we were taught by a society, we have accepted it on sub-level until we decide to reject it. Life is easy. There is no mystery around living life. We get to step forth. We get to step up. Be tenacious. Each and every one of us is in charge. I'm not in charge, by the way. I know you come here to hear me, spout off. But I'm not in charge. Ultimately, it is the degree to which you step into living your life that you get to move forward. Awareness is the first step. Volition is actually the second step. Volition, choice. That is the great gift we have. We get to live any life we want. We get to live any expression of life we want. This is our choice. And I encourage you all to step into those things which allow you to live your life more fully and not shy away and be humble and live in humility because you are not worthy. That doesn't fly with me. And then tenacity is the third step. Awareness, volition, tenacity. Tenacity. Never give up. Never give up. Are you going to face aspects of this new train of thought that will seemingly be difficult? Perhaps. But tenacity is what will drive you through those times. One step, one foot in front of the other. so that you can reach that peak. Make the commitment. Make the commitment. Decide right here and right now, because there is no other time. This is it. Right here, right now. Make that commitment. You can clear it all up. You can clear out those gutters. You can get rid of that which no longer works for you or is destroying the foundation of your extraordinary life. It's up to you. It's up to each and every one of us for ourselves. And as we begin to do this, as we lead by example, we begin to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence and create a world that works for everyone. Namaste. Come on up, Carol. I'm going to give you a microphone. Please welcome Carol McDonald.
Well, I'd have to say that listening to Jonathan this morning brought me to just an incredibly deep sense of awareness and deep appreciation for what this center gives to me. I'm truly, deeply grateful for the time that I spend here. And so I am loving the fact that I get to have that segue to bring us to the next place in our service today. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself to any of you who don't know me. My name is Carol McDonald, and I have the honor of being on a member of the board of directors at our center here in Toronto. We are at service. We are at the time in our service when I would like to ask you to participate in supporting our community. And so those of you who are watching our service online, please take a moment and press the Donate Now button and think about what you are supporting here, the greatness, the goodness of what this community, this message that is taught here, that we all live and really have come from a place of deep appreciation. Our community is a place of spiritual nourishment. And with your donation, it's going to help us flourish and to grow. Because I think that's what we all want. We want this community to grow. And it's not just this community, this actual physical community. We want the community that's in our hearts and in our souls to grow. To be able to spread this and to create a global community of giving from our heart and our soul, like I said. So please, take a moment, reflect on what you're able to give, and contribute to this growing, wonderful community. I come to this center for my nourishment, my inspiration, and certainly to satisfy a deep sense of curiosity. So thank you for listening to me. And I really love being here, and I hope those of you who are watching at home online are loving every moment that you share with us today and all Sundays. Thank you.
This is What Do I Have? We've done it many times. It's not in your book. Easy to follow along if you don't know it.
What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do
invite Linda to do a blessing over the offering.
So in this moment, I am deeply grateful knowing that the expression of the divine is working beautifully through each and every one of us today. I am deeply grateful for the Center of Spiritual Living in Toronto, our spiritual leader and director, Reverend Jonathan Zenz, our president of our group, Helen Vallot, and our board of directors who works vigilantly, diligently for the best and honest, the best good for our community. I'm deeply grateful for each and every person here in our community as we welcome you all with open arms. As we know, the God is always working. Money is God in action. As we give, we receive, and as we receive, we give. With an open, grateful heart, I say thank you. And so it is.
So, you know what we're doing now? Yes. It's that big old switcheroo. Yeah. I want to... Something's flowing through me, and it wants to present itself. It wants to express itself right now. I want to encourage every one of us to, following service today, we do have class that starts in about an hour at 1 o'clock, but I'm going to encourage all of us to, stay here for a little bit and engage in fellowship, because this is a community. It's not just about coming and sitting in pews and listening to the minister and hearing some great music. But it's about engaging in community. I'm also going to invite you to stick around because we've got Shop Your Girlfriend's Closet happening, and that's awesome. I'm still waiting for Shop Your Boyfriend's Closet, but I think my boyfriend would be upset if I started selling off his clothing. Actually, this is a really good opportunity, Dane, because you're moving soon.
Yeah, and he's not here today, so you can do whatever you
He's
want.
watching online. I'm sure I'm going to hear about this when I get home. I'm going to invite all of us to simply relax right where we are. Let go of any expectation you may have for what is to come. Let go of anything, even the talk. Let go of all that has preceded this moment and simply allow yourself to be present. And hear that inner voice that says, yes, I am here. All is well. Life is good. And trust in that voice to show up and set the course of your experience, set the course of your life. This is the truth. And it is what we experience in the stillness and recognize the I am that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. I am opening. I am opening my heart.
to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. So it is right here in this moment, in the stillness, that I step into gratitude for this day, gratitude for this experience, gratitude for all the individualized, brilliant souls that gathered together today to make this experience what it is, an experience of purpose, an experience of love, an experience of life. I recognize and know that we are one big, glorious family. And I see the face of God in every single person I encounter. And so today I offer my gratitude to everyone who showed up. I offer gratitude to all of our volunteers, Judy, Jim, Lori, Toby, Patricia, Alan, Tony. I'm grateful for Pierre Gautreau, the entire band. I'm grateful to those who stepped up in service today. Carol, the brilliant wisdom of Linda, the glorious meditation of Margaret Ann. For these things I am eternally grateful, for they have touched my life, and I trust on some level they have touched the lives of every single person here, every single person watching online. And we each carry this with us into the next thing, and into the next thing, and into the next thing, knowing that all experiences are good, trusting in full faith that all is well, that love has no walls, and so it is boundless, moving beyond just what we perceive to be this center. Our center is carried with us wherever we go, for it is grounded and founded in that loving creative presence. And so in gratitude, I simply relax into it, knowing that my word spoken is complete. It is done. It is done right here and right now in exacting specification, for that's the way it works. I let it be so, and knowing it is so, I let it go, as together we say, and so it is. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to So we're going to kick this energy up a notch, take it out into the street and into this world with this little light of mine. Thank you all so much. It's on page 25 of your songbooks if you want to follow along and sing along with the band. And thank you all so much for being here today. Have a great, great, great week.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it
shine. Just a spark can light the dark. I'm gonna let it shine. Just a spark can light the dark.